You're listening to iFan Sports Talk Radio. And now, live from Studio 215 in Low Country, South Carolina. Welcome to the Live in 5 Show with your host, Nikki Fu.
Welcome to the show, everybody. It is episode 20 of the Live in 5 show, a milestone for us. Thank you for joining us on this 20th episode. This is your host, Nikki Fu, and today we are going to talk about Johnny Manziel joining the CFL Hamilton Tigercats. And that was the theme to the CFL, and their season is kicking off here in a couple of weeks with the preseason, and a lot of intrigue now into the season of the CFL with Johnny Manziel, probably now their marquee player they can really promote. And after a 2-year absence, Johnny Manziel is back in professional football. No, it's not the NFL. But Manziel, the former Heisman Trophy winner and the Browns' 2014 first-round pick, announced Saturday that he planned to sign with the CFL Hamilton Tigercats. He just finished his first practice the other day, and let's hear from Johnny Manziel on his first day of practice.
How'd it feel to be out there today? How'd it feel to get a jersey back on and be around?
It felt better being out here than it did when I was laying in bed last night, going over the playbook, certain things like that. When we went to the meetings yesterday, I felt super overwhelmed. I think I was starting to get a little bit too hard on myself because it's different. The routes are different. There's a lot of different ways you can break on the routes, the footwork, the certain windows that you hit and how quick they happen. What was different. So I think I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And the way practice is set up, I feel Coach Jones does it is nice for a guy like me to be able to get out there and sit behind and hear what the play is and get the concept down and see how it happens from some of the other guys. So it was good to put the jersey back on it, but more than anything, I think it was good to really see some of the things develop that I didn't understand on the playbook last night.
When there's new quarterbacks that come up here, we oftentimes ask them what detail is it that they find most interesting or most challenging. Some it's the extra man, it's the yard off the ball, the waggle, the depth of the field. I'm not going to ask you to dissect the Canadian game after one practice, but what do you think is one in your mind that you want to work on most?
Spacing is a little bit different on the defensive side if I had to look at anything, and the way that they pass certain things off in zone coverage seems to be a little bit different. Man is man pretty much, except there's an extra hook defender essentially, but stuff on offense is I haven't ever ran this many routes that are predicated off one defender or certain, sometimes it's progression read in the NFL or things like that. This is more of every route has an opportunity to break 3 or 4 different ways, which is different. But I think it gives you the versatility and the offensive weapons to be able to attack coverages more intensely than it would just running a fixed route.
That was Johnny Manziel after his first day of practice. June Jones said that he is not guaranteeing Johnny Manziel will be the starting quarterback going into week 1. He will have to fight for the job. And the starter for the CFL Hamilton Tigercats is Manziel. He is a 2-year starter. He was a 2-year starter at Oregon. He was kicked off the team after several off-the-field incidents. He finished his college career at Ole Miss, and then he signed with the 49ers of the NFL as an undrafted free agent, but he was cut during the preseason and eventually found his way to the CFL, where he has been with Hamilton since February of 2013. And since 2013, Manziel played 27 games. He has a total of 512 completions and 791 attempts. That's not too bad, with 6,300 total passing yards, 33 touchdowns, and 20 interceptions. So we'll see if Johnny can grab that starting QB position from Masoli and see what happens there. So there's a little interest now in the CFL from south of the border there in the U.S., I think. I think you're going to probably see more televised games with the CFL now. Maybe ESPN picks up some games. I know they pick up some preseason games to like sort of whet our appetite for football as we all wait for the NFL to start in late August. But the Hamilton's first game will be a preseason game on Friday, June 1st against the Toronto Argonauts. And their first regular season game, they will open up at Calgary Stampede on Saturday, June 16th. So tell us your thoughts. Follow us on Twitter at iFanTalk. You can also stream our live episodes on our Facebook page by searching us for hashtag iFanTalk. Also, we also have our podcast on iHeartRadio and the iTunes podcast store. Please subscribe for free. We would love to have you in all of our episodes. Like I said, this is our 20th episode of the Live in 5 show. We thank everybody that has viewed and gave us feedback on our episodes. So thanks again. So ending this podcast about Johnny Manziel, questions I have: will Johnny stay in control? I don't really know much about Hamilton. Is it a party town? Is Johnny going to bring his posse up there? I don't know. Will he accept the backup role if he does not get the job? And my third question will be, will the CFL draw an American audience? I'm interested, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that are probably interested to see him play, especially in that larger field, with the larger width of the field and the huge end zones they have. And I've watched some CFL games before, and they're not that bad. It's actually pretty good football. So I think this adds a little bit more interest now into football, especially with hockey and basketball about ready to end. So that's my thoughts. Share your thoughts with us on Twitter by messaging us or on our Facebook page. Throw us a message too, and I'll share your questions and thoughts on my next podcast. As for the daily rundown today, real quick, congrats to the Las Vegas Golden Knights, first expansion team since 1967, the St. Louis Blues, to reach a final in their league. That is a great milestone for the Golden Knights, and they now await the winner of the Caps and the Bolts. Game 6 between them is tomorrow night. I see the Caps probably winning that game, forcing a Game 7 in Tampa. Great series there. As for quality series, there's not in the NBA right now. Golden State romped Houston today by 41. Just uninteresting basketball right now. And I sort of took a snapshot on my phone off of somebody's Facebook page of these first games from the first 6 games from the conference finals. And it's just ridiculous, folks. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. So in these 6 games, Warriors win by 13, Celtics win by 25, Rockets win by 22, Celtics win by 13, Cavaliers win by 30, and the Warriors win by 41. There's no competitiveness there, folks. Basketball, not interested. Probably going to be Cleveland and Golden State again. I can probably see Cleveland coming back and taking that series after that big win they had yesterday. So we could have Cleveland and Golden State again for the 3rd year in a row. Moving along, the New York Rangers are set to hire Boston University's coach David Quinn and Jose Batista. Where has his career gone? He was released by the Atlanta Braves today after only 12 games. And that is it for the podcast. I thank you all for joining us, and we will see you all down the road.